So the Xenolink data view analysis for Christina Kelly. This is for a hockey skate acceleration from dead stop. The first thing we'll look at is the speed of the center of mass for the first three steps. We're looking at the initial crossover, that's the push off, and then right-left gait pattern. So essentially three steps, starting with the left push off. You'll see that within the first three steps, she is just above 4 meters per second. You'd want to see this at least a 5, but somewhere between 5 and 6. 5.5 is probably about average. So a little slow in the overall acceleration from the dead stop. You also want to see a nice pattern of deceleration through mid-stance, acceleration through mid-stance to toe off. We do see that, but you'll see here like this is a pretty deep decel with not a whole lot of excel, and it peaks out before toe off. So the pattern's there, but it's not as effective as it could be. So definitely scrubbing quite a bit of speed, as far as acceleration in those first three steps. So what we'll then take a look at is torso rotation counter torque. Here we're looking for the pelvis and the upper thoracic, or the shoulders, upper torso, to move equally and opposite of each other to create a counter torque through the core, emphasize or promote, facilitate a rapid pull off the ice, swing through of the toe off leg. So you basically are getting that. Initially is pretty decent, and then it's okay, but certainly could be a little bit more uniform, a little bit more effective. But overall, you're getting decent counter torque, but certainly can be improved, and that will improve the pull off the ice of the leg that's going through toe off, to swing through more effectively and get the heel strike more effectively faster, so that we can then start the push phase. We'll take a look at knee acceleration or knee flexion extension speed. Here what we're looking for is a sharp acceleration phase just after mid-stance, and then going into a rapid flexion just before toe off. So you want to get a rapid acceleration to just past mid-stance, and then you want to go into flexion to pull the leg off the ice, pull the leg forward, and promote an effective swing through to get back in the push phase. So you're getting both a push acceleration as well as a pull acceleration. Christina does the push pretty well. And you'll see here she's reaching pretty good speeds, a little on the low side, so we can try to improve the push speed. The timing is decent on the initial push-off, but we don't go into a really rapid flexion or pull, and that's okay on the first push, although even though on the first push-off we'd still like to see that. What you'll see as we move into the actual steps themselves, you'll see that there's a pretty good push here on that first step on the right side, pretty good pull, but then when we go to left, we have a decent push off, but the pull is lacking. So we want to create a more consistent force output at a higher level. This 300 to 400 degrees per second would be better, but we also want to create a consistent pull effort as well. So we want to improve our push output and improve the pull coordination on the knee. With respect to hip flexion, you'll see that the push part should occur simultaneously with the knee extension. So the hip extension, knee extension should occur simultaneously to get a really maximum push off, but the pull is staggered. So the knee will actually pull first, the hip will pull second. So we're not going to get as much flexion at toe off in the knee, or at the hip as we did to the knee. First thing we see right away is that the push on the hip side does not occur simultaneously on the initial. Although the amount is decent, we would like to see more hip extension speed. And again, we see less hip extension speed on the right side than we do on the left side. But again, the timing is better on the right side, just like we saw with the knee. So we want to address the ability to create extension, power, extension speed at the hip, time it better with knee extension, and promote a better hip flexion just prior to toe off. We can just take a quick look at range of motion, look for asymmetries in range of motion at the knee. We see that the knee is going through about an equal range of motion, so we don't see anything real gross there, maybe a little bit more range of motion on the right side, even though the right side wasn't producing as much speed, slightly better pattern. And with respect to hip flexion, extension, again, pretty equal, pretty symmetric. Again, the same thing at the hip. The right hip's going through a little better range of motion, a little better in the pattern, but not as good in terms of the speed output. So we want to focus on creating slightly better core coordination and counter-torquing between the pelvis and the upper thoracic. We want to improve output speeds on the extension, both the knee and hip extension output or push output. Improve the timing a little bit, but timing is, for the most part, pretty good. But really work then on the flexion coordination. So the knee flexing hard prior to toe off, followed by a good hip flexion right at toe off. So we want to improve the flexion coordination. So we want to improve extension output and flexion coordination, both the knee and the hip at both sides, although the left side extension output is a little bit better than the right side. We want to equalize them and improve both of them. And then the coordination, although a little better on the right side, again, we want to equalize and improve both.